what it means to be a real sovereign, being completely, totally free. It's called One Piece. It's a Japanese manga. It's called a Japanese manga, but it's like a comic book. And it's about pirates. And if you think about it, pirates are the most sovereign people. The laws that govern our realm are the law of the water, or the law of the merchants, or the law of the pirates. That's what really governs the realm, the law of the pirates. So this manga is about pirates, and there's this treasure called One Piece. Whoever finds this treasure becomes the pirate king. To get the One Piece, you have to be the strongest person in the world. So the main character, his name is Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy. He wants to be the pirate king. His reasons for it is because he thinks if you're the pirate king, then you're allowed to sail anywhere you want. You're the most free person in the world. You're the most sovereign, basically. That's why he wants to do it. So the world of One Piece is really interesting. It's really wacky and crazy, but the map of it is oddly similar to ours. Like there's 4 different seas that all flow into a giant mountain called Reverse Mountain, and the map of it looks exactly like those pictures of Rupes Negra, Mount Meru, like where the 4 different pathways come into the middle of a mountain or volcano in the center of the earth. I think also this is what Mount Olympus really is. That's what Mount Olympus was. It was the Mount Meru, Rupes Negra. I know there's another name for it. I forget the name though. Damn, I can't. The North Pole, whatever. So they go to this mountain. You have to be a sailor. You sail this mountain. It takes you into another sea that isn't the 4 seas. It takes you into this sea that is called the Grand Line. It's a straight line sea that wraps around the world, and you can't enter it from the outside. You have to go through this grand line to get there. Like, because the reasoning in the show is because there's a 10-mile. It's called the calm belt that surrounds the line of the sea on both sides. So you can't. The calm belt. There is no wind. There's no wind, and there's no it has these giant sea monsters, so you can't sail in this area. So no one can get to these seas unless you go through the Grand Line. So they go to he wants to go to the Grand Line and find One Piece and become Pirate King. Well, after the Grand Line, after you travel through the islands that are on the Grand Line, you wrap around the earth, and then you get to the mountain again. But this time you have to go under the mountain into the sea, and you pop out into a new a place called the New World. Now, in this manga, everything is governed by this group called the World Government. And that's literally what they're called, the World Government. And it's like their flag is a cross, basically, with like nodes on each point. That's the World Government flag. Like Catholicism, or I don't know, Christianity, or whatever, the Templars, all that jazz. Anyway, so the World Government controls all the 4 seas, the main, like where Luffy's from. It controls the Grand Line, but the New World, it doesn't have any control over. It can't control it because the people that rule the New World are these 4 pirates that are fighting for these ancient stones that are like they're called poneglyphs, and they have like hieroglyphic writing on it from an ancient race of humans that made these stones. No one knows how to read them except for very few people. The 4 stones tell you how to get to the last island on the New World, and the last island is called Laugh Tale, and it's where One Piece is, the greatest treasure. So the 4 stones sounds a lot like the Ben stones. Like, why are they obsessed with the Ben stones? What is the deal with them? And the writing on it looks exactly like the writing of like the Book of Thoth, like that emerald tablet. It looks kind of like that, but they're red. Anyway, so you have to get these tablets to find out where Laugh Tale is. And these 4 emperors each have one, and they're always fighting over them. And the world government's kind of like the 5th emperor. They're called emperors because they rule the New World. There's 4 of them that rule the New World. And they're so sovereign, so strong, that the world government can't mess with them at all. But if one of them goes to war with the world government, it takes the entire world government to stop them. And they most likely lose. They'll either lose or get so destroyed that it wouldn't be worth it. So the four emperors, the reason why they're able to be, like, you would think, okay, if the world government really wanted to take out someone, they have weapons in this manga. They have guns, but it's like pirate era guns, like muskets and shit. But that's still, if you get shot with a gun, you're dead, right? So how's the world government not able to kill these people and take over the land there? It's because they have this. It's something called, the manga calls it Haki, Haki. It's about mastering yourself on a physical, mental, and spiritual level, but like to a degree that is like unheard of in our world. Like, you have to be the best of the best at it. Like the physical aspect of it is called armament haki, and it's where you have such command of your own body that you can make your cells harden to the point that they would, like, you would be immune to like rocket blasts or cannonballs. Like, it would just bounce off you. That's how hard you can make your cells, because you command yourself, you know yourself, to the point that your body can become like rock or like whatever, a crystal. And you do it on a cellular level. So it's like, as below is the physical aspect.
You have 3 or more levels to hit the body. First, you work with his skin, then you work with his muscles, then you work with his organs, or I can say that the next level of this work, you study how to relax your punch more. So it means, if before you just touch the skin and try to see that if you can touch the skin, then you try to see that if you can touch muscles, right? At the third punch, you study how to relax yourself and deliver the strikes a little bit longer. Now we will study how to hit short, but with different punch. All this exercise shows with rotation. So it means when you hit, you rotate your fist inside his body. Again, it can be skin, it can be muscles, and it can be whole body, right? First, just skin. Try to see that if you can operate with skin. Then you go inside a little bit muscles. So try to see that if you can turn muscles here, there, a little bit, like that, that way, this way, like that, muscles. Then you already come inside, and when you already hit, you hit and turn inside. So it means you go like that and you turn. Why it's important? Because sometimes when you work too short, see, when it comes, you turn a lot of your fist here. It's not necessary to deliver strike like that. So this has come a little bit even deeper. And what is good, it's deliver the second strike. See, when you go like that, see, it's already come here, there. You know, it's like a more and more and more. You can do several strikes. Especially when the people grab you and you tick.
And then there's the mental aspect of Haki, and it's called observation Haki. And it's basically like a conscious precognition. So you could dodge bullets.
You know, honestly, at that distance, the Russian guys I trained with, they're saying, gun is dangerous from about 1.5 meter to 3 meters, 2.5 meters. That's a dangerous space for handgun, because beyond 3 meters you will not hit me, and closer than 1.5 meters I would take gun. And the people that said that are absolutely people who can actually do that. And I'm no word of a fucking joke. I'd be worried, you know. And that's how I met the Sistema guys. When I first met the first one, I was scared. When I first met the first guy, and I didn't know a damn thing about him. I didn't know Sistema existed. I didn't know shit. I was just working as a bodyguard. But I have my job was to be the guy that stays behind, and I had a really good sixth sense about this stuff. You know, saved my team and my own ass multiple times for having just an instinct about stuff. And I saw this guy sitting in a car, and I said, just walk away. with the guy that brought him and said, just walk with me, like walk away from the car, I want to talk to you. I said to him, I don't know who that fucking guy is, but I don't want him to know my name, I don't want him to know where I live, I don't want him to know a fucking thing. The guy said, but what, he's working with us, he's on our side. And I was like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. That's the rule. You want me to fucking have anything to do with any job where that guy is, I don't want him to know shit. Because, but why, man? Why, Joe? What's wrong with you? Like, listen, I don't know why. All I'm telling you is that I got a feeling just by looking at that guy that if he was naked, handcuffs behind his back, in the corner of a room, and I'm pointing my loaded 357 at him, I'd be worried. And I don't know why I have that feeling, but I trust that feeling. And I found out later why I had that feeling. Because this Systema guys, and look, it's science fiction. I don't expect any of you to believe it. I expect all of you to think I'm just talking out of my ass. But you know what? Go to Canada and go train with Vladimir Vasiliev. Just go there and try, get a paint gun and ask him if you can try and shoot him. Good luck. Good luck to you. Those guys train with first tennis balls, then golf balls, then paint guns, then real guns with wax bullets. And those things fucking sting. And let me tell you, the only way you can shoot a Systema guy, if I had to shoot a Systema guy, I'm not going to try and aim.
A Russian?
Well, to be technical, he's an Uzbekistanian, but...
Uzbekistanian? I've been dealing with those sneaky Russian dogs. Give me a name.
Oh, no. Boris. Boris the Blade? Yeah. As in Boris the Bullet Dodger?
Why do they call him the Bullet Dodger?
Because he dodges bullets, heavy.
You could, the characters in the show can eventually dodge bullets. They can, there's one guy, a few of them can see the future, like 2 or 3 seconds into the future, to the point that they can't be hit by anything. Unless something unpredictable hits them. They couldn't, even if it's unpredictable, it still can't, it has to be faster than them to hit them. Because they can predict everything. And this, the guy, one of the guys that knows this is not even a captain of a crew. He's not even one of the emperors. He's just the emperor's first mate. That's how ridiculously sovereign these people are. It's called observation haki, like your level of perception. And when I say this, I mean like in a military fashion, you can train this, like to the point that if someone tried to hit you, you could move like you were a mirror to them.
I wasn't that interested until he called me over. George, come here. And then he just changed my whole world. It was like he was hitting with several different hands. Like he had extra hands. We did Chizao, something that was like Chizao, you know. And then all of a sudden the punch would come out of nowhere, and I still thought I was holding his hands. So it was beyond just somebody who had power. It was tricky and sneaky and deceptive as anything you could imagine. It's like a magician, you know?
Highly deceptive.
It's
like
like
touching him, boom, you get hit with shots underneath you don't even see, right?
That's right. That's right. It was unbelievable to me what was happening at that stage of my life and experience. And I mean, I thought I experienced everybody. I was at the Kronk boxing gym. I wrestled with Hoist Gracie and Helsing Gracie. I met Dan Osano. I did all that stuff, and this guy here is making them look like rank amateurs.
Can you speak to even if people don't want to believe the punching power and taking punches thing, which is huge from Systema, can you speak to Vladimir's precision, which precision means you have to have timing and distance control to be able to pick stuff up, you know, just like that, which you also have. And I'm like, if you only look at one attribute, just precision or timing and distance, just timing, it's like off the charts, right?
Yeah, it's really good reading, you know, because he could read you really well, you know, like as soon as you think that you're going to do something, he's on to you, and it makes you paranoid because you already know he knows what you're going to do next.
So it's almost not even just perceiving you're starting to move, telegraphing, but almost even before that. And Samurai have 4 phases of in Miyamoto Musashi talked about 4 different phases of an attack, and you can wait till someone's attacking, just as they start to attack, or just as they think to attack. Right. So it's almost like they're picking it up just as you think to attack, right?
Well, can you grapple your reflection in the mirror? Can you grapple your reflection in the mirror?
No,
I don't care what you.
It's at the same time. I don't have reaction speed or
Right.
OODA loops like a second and a half behind
That's why.
lag.
No matter how good you are, you can't grapple your reflection in the mirror. You can't grapple your image, right? So if someone were to be able to move like that, they would be just like that reflection. What it means is there'd be no difference. Total harmony, perfect harmony, and no difference. Because you can only win if you can create a difference on somebody else. So it doesn't matter what anybody knows or what style it is. If you create a difference, if they're behind and they don't perceive what's happening, they're going to lose because they can't perceive what's happening. It doesn't matter what style it is. What good are you if you can't perceive?
Yeah, so we're talking perception, and we're talking like time perception.
But this one guy, a few people in the show take it even a step further, where they can actually see the future. They consciously have precognition, and it requires them to be very calm and relaxed. The main character has to learn all this shit because he wants to be the most sovereign man. So this is what it takes. It's really how good your perception and observation is, which is exactly what we're like. Everyone awakening is doing right now. Our perception is going through the roof. Our observation is going through the roof. You notice things that you never noticed in your entire life, right? That's what this is. And it's actually called, another aspect of it is called the voice of all things. And you know how everyone's saying, oh, we're all one, blah, blah, blah. Well, the voice of all things, that's what they call it in the show. And then the final one, I had a connection for the observation one and the armament Haki. But the final one is called Conqueror's Haki. I think a better name for it would have been Sovereign Haki. It's your vibes. And it's if you command a room. It doesn't mean like alpha. It doesn't mean that you're a leader. It doesn't mean, it somewhat does. But it does, because you're usually a leader if you command the room like this. I started feeling this with my friends. Whenever I would hang out with them in recent years, after like quote unquote awakening, for lack of a better term. And you could feel the vibe, like my vibes would affect the entire room of all my friends. Like if I was feeling awkward, then the whole room would be awkward. Everyone would be awkward. It was really weird. I even had it happen to me once with like, I don't know. I had it happen to me in this situation where the whole situation was really awkward and weird. And like it was like 20 people in the room and no one was talking for like 30 seconds. It was so weird. It was so awkward, but it was because I was feeling that, I think. Like my vibes changed the whole vibes of the room. Because before that we were out in a bar all drinking, having fun, but then we go to someone's house and I just felt weird about the situation. Really awkward. And everyone gets awkward all of a sudden. And they're like, it takes like 20 seconds for everyone's like being silent. It's weird. It was weird. And then I just started noticing that more. Like, and I'm sure that's the same with anyone. I feel like it's anyone that blazes a trail or like wants to blaze a trail or wants to be free or wants to be sovereign, wants to seeks the truth, that kind of thing. Is like immovable. Like the main character in this show is like that. He just wants to he wants to know what One Piece is. That's it. That's his whole goal. And he wants to be the pirate king so he can be free. He wants to be sovereign. The most sovereign man in the world. So no one can tell him what to do. Like, I've always had this theory with the game craps at the casino. That you win the game, the dice start rolling well whenever the people are out, like, are rowdy, get rowdy or like real upbeat. The dice move according to the people, not according to like odds or chance. It's the vibes of the thrower, the vibes of the table. That's why, and every time you see like a table that are going nuts because they just, I don't know, they're winning a bunch of money. I think it's because they came in there with high vibe, and then the dice rolls for them. So it was like a natural thing. It wasn't like luck. It wasn't luck. That's what I'm saying. It's about vibes, and I think that's what this sovereign Haki is. It's people who command a room. But imagine if you could command a room, but to the level of you could be on a battlefield and want everyone to stop fighting, or to not move, or to drop to their knees, something like that. 1,000 soldiers, and you would just put out this vibe, and they would all just drop. That's what the characters in this show can do. They would put out vibe. The main character, like, he gets so, his brother's about to be executed in front of like 1,000. There's like 100,000 Marines fighting these pirates, and his brother's about to be executed, who's in this pirate crew that he's there for. And he's not powerful at all at this point in the manga. Like, there's dudes that are way more powerful than him at this point. He doesn't want his brother to die so bad. That vibe that he's putting out is so strong that it makes waves through the battlefield and knocks people out. It knocks out the two executioners. That's how strong his vibes were. And there's a lot of people, mostly people in the New World, that have this ability to consciously control their vibes to the point that they can knock people out just by changing their vibe. That's what I think the sovereign Haki is. And I think that's what a real sovereign would be like. If a real sovereign walked into a room, they would be like a freaking god. They would be like a god. That's what these characters basically are. They're like gods. And that's why I think Mount Olympus was really Mount Meru, or Rupus Negra, or the North Pole, because they were really just really sovereign humans. Zeus, all them. Anyway, so the other aspect of it, this was just revealed in the manga, but the reason why the emperors are so strong, these are only 4 people in the entire world that know this, and maybe a few others. It's because they can use their sovereign Haki, conqueror's Haki, they can use their vibes in attacks. Like, they have such a command over their own vibes that they can use it to, like, push people or knock people without ever touching them. Kind of like the Force. It's a vibratory thing, a sound thing, kind of. He has to learn all this stuff to actually be the Pirate King. And right now he's fighting an emperor. He's gotten to the level that he can fight an emperor. It also has these things called devil fruits. It's like these fruits that they found in the New World that when you eat them, it changes your body. But then you can't swim in the sea. You sink to the bottom. It like does something to your body though. It like makes you like, so you're rubber. Your whole body's rubber. And you can stretch everywhere and you don't get hurt by like blunt attacks. Or it turns you into like a dragon or something. I don't know. That stuff I don't think is real. But the rest of it, the Haki in it, and in the one emperor even says it. He's like, all these devil fruits that people have, like some people have devil fruits that are like fire. They can just materialize into fire. And no one can hit them unless you have Haki. Armament Haki. That's the only way you can hit one of these people. Like one dude was a god. He's called Enel. He's the god of lightning. Because he ate the lightning fruit. And he can command lightning across like miles. So if you do anything, he could like hear you from miles away through the lightning. And then if you said something bad about him, he would strike down the lightning right on your head. But the main character, Luffy, he ate a devil fruit on accident when he was a kid, and it was rubber. So that's how he beats the lightning god, because he's made of rubber. The name of Luffy's pirate crew is the Straw Hat Pirates, like the straw man. We're all straw man, the Straw Hat Pirates. But yeah, and that's what I think a real sovereign would be like. You would need to be strong enough that the world government would second guess coming after you. The entire world government.